All right, I just want to include this one part real quick. It's kind of each stage of the fix here, or repair, I should say. So I ended up going with a 14 gauge solid copper wire. I probably should have gone with stranded in hindsight, only because it would have been a little bit more flexible. The 14 is pretty stiff. So what I do is basically I attach one of the crimp-on ring terminals, and then I actually solder them in place. So basically what I did was I just now took each of the ring terminals and soldered them onto the stranded wire, and then ended up just feeding them back through and screwing them down really tight. So this actually, I doubt these are ever going to have a problem ever again. And then over here I have a couple that are already completed. I just put zip ties around these just to hold them a little bit tighter. Sometimes with the other components inside you can't always get it to close shut all the way. But these two are done so far. Really straightforward. Basically I wasn't going to solder the pieces on, but it was a much tighter fit, and it's really solid now, so it probably will never come apart. But if it does, even then it would be another pretty easy repair. So I have the handheld cutter here or whatever, but I have these two stray lines kind of coming off the end. And like I said, I mean, they're a thicker wire, so they're really stiff. But I'll show you a pretty cool trick that I do to kind of wind these together. So I basically just use a normal C-clamp and just grab the wire a little bit closer to the base, and you use a power drill to twist them together. So I'll speed it up and I'll show you. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it winds it up pretty good. So now for the most part, you have at least these two together, and yeah, it is a little bit stiffer overall, but it still works for me. So all right, we'll see what other tips I come up with. All right, I'm all done fixing TERRAINAHOLIC's or Bill's hot wire foam cutters, and I figured I'd just show you guys real quick, that I have everything all upgraded and kind of how I did it. I put two snap-on bullet connectors on the end, and that way what he can do is I made this one unit works for both, but basically what I did was my thought was that because the switch inside here was the problem, that basically the internal components would melt or break down or stop working, is I put this, once it's unraveled, is about 5 feet of total length. And then I have another, this is probably excessive, but I have another probably 3 feet. And so you have a solid distance between your actual cutting wire, so there really shouldn't be any transfer of heat back down to your switch. So this again has the this would be the male bullet connectors on here. So for his other handheld cutters, you can see he has 4 in total. They all each have their own female bullet connectors on these, and then just the one male is required on his switch. And like I said, I was going to upgrade that, clearly marked that is on. And then from here I have the 2 outlets that are basically for the Pro Power Station. These have the specific ports. When he has the Pro tool hooked up, you use that one, and when he has the Craft tool, you have that one hooked up. The power supply, after I kind of opened it up and took a look, it's a little bit different how it's wired, but a part of me doesn't think that it matters that you use one plug or the other. But either way, I have them both on there just in case you want to play it safe. But for the most part, that's it. All these guys are repaired and tested and ready to go and start cutting again. And I honestly doubt that you'll ever have a problem with them ever again once you upgrade them. But like I said, that's if you already have the Pro tools that actually did break, and that's why Bill has 2 Pro and 2 Craft. But anyway, is when they break, you know, don't spend the extra money to buy another one. It'll actually probably be cheaper for you to replace the components and upgrade it than it would be to spend for another. I mean, each of the repairs for each of these really weren't that much. I mean, a couple bucks at best. I had the time that you have to put into it, but this guy, again, you don't really even need a switch. I just thought it would be nice to have a real quick and easy on-off. Because the Pro toolkit, all you gotta do is just turn it off when you're done with it. But you know, either way, it's kind of up to you guys on whether you want to have a switch in it anymore. But again, you know, like I said, kind of what I'm gonna end up doing with the new way that I'm gonna make the small hand cutter is, you know, you can for almost the same amount of, well, less actually, for about the same amount of money though, to buy one of the commercially available hand cutters. Yes, it's easier to just go out and buy one, you know, online or just have it shipped directly to you, but for less or about the same amount is you're gonna have a much superior tool, one that you've made, and sometimes it's kind of cool, but one that you know has good quality components in it, that you have your switches that are isolated away from the heat source, that the switch itself is large enough to handle the amperage or wattage that is flowing through it. But other than that, I'll conclude this particular series. I think it kind of been rambling on long enough, but other than that, it was pretty fun. It went fairly well. I'd never formally repaired these before, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it's your energy going out to it, creating heat and coming back. You just got to make sure you have your circuit complete. So if you guys want, feel free to get a hold of me. I'd be more than happy to fix anyone else's hot wire foam tools if you happen to have one that no longer works anymore. I can troubleshoot your power supply too. And certainly look on the website. You know, now that I'm going to start creating the small hand routers a little bit differently than how I did, they're gonna be a lot easier to ship now. So I'm gonna, on the website, I'm gonna make it available in the near future for you guys to have your own mini hand router. And then with the power supply that I recommend on the website, you guys should be all set. So either way, we'll be in touch. Let me know if you guys have any more questions, or if you want me to make any of the new style hand router for you. So other than that, take care guys. We'll catch you again next time.